Hello, Flutter experts. Welcome back to our e-commerce application development series. Today, in part 19, we are diving into the creation of the edit or upload product screen. This screen is crucial for administrators to add new products to the system. So let's get started with the code. But the edit or upload product screen allows administrators to add new products to the system. In this part, we will explore the implementation of this screen, including features like image uploading, category selection, and the last form validations. So yeah, if you have just watched our this section 1 part 1, which is part 18 basically, so if you downloaded that part, I have just given the link on the part 18 description box. So you just need to download that and you will just get this setup for you. And on that setup you will be just getting the edit or upload product file. Basically here all the process and all the codes are same, which we just creating some kind of forms and performing some kind of validation on that. So yeah, we have just added this product title, have price, quantity, and the product description. And here on that and the bottom sheet we have just added two uh, buttons, one for clearing all the forms and the other one when we just select image and image, we just click on this upload product, so we will be just uploading that product. So great, I will be just explaining this to you, but I have already provided this file edit or upload one, and that part 18 part you just need to download that and you just need to set up that and you are good to go. So here basically I have just created a route name where we just can be redirected to this page, and that's it. Now here we have created a form key to just validate our forms. We have already done this and explained this. Don't want to explain same thing again and again, which will just waste our time, so I don't want that to waste some kind of time, so we can just learn new things and new things only. So there is no mean to explain everything again and again in depth. I have already explained these final form key, why we just use these. You can just use to validate that. Yeah, so here we just added some kind of controllers for our these text editors, with basically this form field. So every form field has a controller, so we have just created all of these from the for our these form fields, and we have just used it in it state to just initialize our these let variables. These let variables need to be initialized, so we have just done that. And yeah, this initialized field also need to be disposed, so we have just disposed them here. So here you will be just getting a simple clear function. So when we just click on this clear button, all the form this text form fields will be cleared, and whatever available text is written on them, that will be just cleared. So this is the simple function for that. And this is how simple upload function. So we will be just checking later on if the category is null, so we will be just calling a show error warning that you have not selected any kind of category, but we will be just creating that later on, but I'll just uncomment that on that part. But here we have just called this our form key current state if it is validate. So if it is so, just show that if there are nothing written there, or these forms are left empty and this upload button is clicked, you just need to show this message. So this is basically that. and this local image picker is same as our that user interface which we have just created in our registration page. I have just copied all the code here, and you will be just getting that. You just need to copy this um, uh, from there, user interface for application, and you just go to registration page, and you just need to copy and paste it here. So I have already done that. You just need to do that. No changes with the code is same, and we are just getting this from our app methods, and it is already defined there. You can just call that. Great. Now we are just going to our this section, basically this belt section. Here we have just used this gesture detector to just unfocus the form basically. So when we just click outside of this form will be unfocused, and that is it. We are just using this, and on the scaffold part we have just used the bottom sheet here to just define these two buttons in the bottom sheet to just make our application to be good. And here on this material part we have just provided the theme color to the scaffold color. When we just change our this uh, color to the light one, so this the bottom sheet color should be also white, and if we just change to dark mode, the background color of the bottom sheet should be same to our this scaffold color to just disable the bottom sheet color. So that's the reason we have just done that, and these all the things are already explained. The elevated button, how we can just style this, how we can just give it a background color, how we can just give it a um, radius into our this button, and all of these are the same. And here we can just also um, give it a icon. So we have just used this elevated button dot icon. So this provides the functionality to provide an icon to our this button, and here we have just labeled our this button to the clear, and it has hand horn press function, so it is empty for now. We will be just defining that later on to just call our that clear function, so this all the things will be cleared. So yeah, next button for the upload product is the same as we are just done for this clear button. All the functionalities are the same. We have just used the elevated button dot icon and elevated button dot style form, and we have just given some kind of paddings to it, and we have just given some kind of this border radius into it, and the same thing icon and the label to it. We have just done that, and the home press function we have just called our data upload function to just show these validations. And on the header we have just used a title into it, so we are just done by using this title, and that's it. Now here on this part we just need to also declare our that um, image picker. So we will just show an image picker here, but before that we will be just showing the select category, and this part we will be just also creating their select category and using a drop down button to which to able admin to make admin able to select the categories from there. So yeah, we will be just creating that here. Basically first I will be just defining all the things and showing what I have done. So here basically I have just used a form, and we have just provided the form key which we have just created on the top, which was the global key, and the child part I just used the column, and inside the column we have just used these form fields here. So for the title field I've just provided the title controller, and just label it product title, and we have just provided the value key to the title, so it is the title basically. So we just headed these max length, so the max length for the title should be 18, so it will be just 18 there, so it will count it for us and just show that under the text field here. So max line should be 1, and max lines minimum line should be 1, and max line should be 2. So the keyboard type should be multiple line, so we can just get that enter button here for the multiple line. uh, the text in protection should be the new line, so we can be just getting that uh, enter line basically from there, this and text in protection, so we can be just getting that from there. And the hint style is that, and we are just calling our this validators from our that my validator class, and we are just validating that. If it is not validated, uh, if it is not a valid title basically, so please enter a valid title, it will just show that. So I'll be just moving to my validator class, and here you just get it from the value, and that's it. We will be just validating that there. So for the price, basically we have just done the same similar things to that. So it will just take this basic number. So it will not just take the that thing, because I'll just copy this one. Basically'll just need to show you, so we'll just paste it here, so it will not take any kind of characters. So here we have just done that to just use the regular expression, and it will not allow this text from field to take that kind of um, characters or alphabets. So yeah, this is for that. And the keyboard type is number, so it will just show only number. So that's it. Now the hint is also price, and the label is this, and the font is 16, and if it is empty, so we just left this empty, so we will be just showing a message, the price is empty basically. So when I just click here, so you can just get that. So same thing for the these quantity and the product descriptions also. So we are just doing the same thing. Great. Now we will be just calling our that, basically creating our select category. So admin should be able to select the category. So I'll be just moving here, and under that I will be just creating that drop down button basically. So we will be just doing that. So here I will be just calling that a drop down button, which is the drop down button, and this is that. So I'll just cut these, we just don't want that. So for that we just need to define the type of this drop down button, so I'll be just using this string here. Great. Now I'll just use some kind of properties of that, so we can be just able to get that. So for that we will be just using the cons, so to just show a hint here to what should be shown here for the user interface. So for that I'll be just showing a text which will be select category. So that's it. Or we also just need to provide some kind of final fields for this drop down button. So for that we will be just providing a value to it. So I'll be just defining the value here on the top. So here I'll be just creating a variable, and I'll just provide it to it. So this is the value, and now I'll just show, and I'll be just also calling the items. So we just need to provide some kind of items to it, so it should be a list, so we will be just providing a list to it. And we will be just also using the whole changed functionality for this. So for that I'll be just doing that. So I'll just make this a string, and get, I'll just do that for now. So now we just need to use the set state to when we just select that category, so the user interface, all this build application should be refreshed, and when that is select, so it will be just shown on the screen without refreshing the screen, so it will auto replace that. So for that we will be just calling that value our date variable which we have created, and that's it. So here we are just done by this, and I'll just use the comma here, and now we will be just creating our list, and we will just call that here. So yeah, we are done by just creating this thing from here, and now it will just require the basic um, items. So I will be just going and creating that. So for that I will be just moving to my this app.constant. So here on this part I will be just creating our list. So it will be a static and it will be a list. So the list type should be let's see what type of list it should be. So I'll be just checking that. So here we are just getting this, the list type should be this, so we will be just creating that. So for that I will be just creating a list type of drop down as and yeah, we will be just creating a type of list of drop down button. So for that we will be just using that drop uh, down, which will be drop down, and that will be drop down menu, which will be drop down menu item, I guess. So we will be just checking that again, which is drop down menu item, and that's it, we are done. So now I'll just creating that which will be type of string, and I'll just make it nullable. For now we will be just creating the getter function for this, so we can be just able to get that which will be categories. I'll just name it categories drop down list. So here again I'll just copy this thing from here, and I'll just create the menu items, and I'll just make it uh, type of this basically. So now here I'll just create this generate, so it will be just creating a list for me. So we will be just calling the list whatever category length should be, so we will be just getting that. So for that we will be just calling our this category list from here, and I'll just provide that, which will be dot length, and whatever length we will be just getting, so we will be just providing it to it. So for now there I'll be just creating some kind of buttons from here. So for that I'll be just returning drop down menu item. So for that I'll be just creating that. So I'll just save this, and in the child part we will be just I'll be just using this, and I'll just save this. And on the child part now we will be just showing all the categories name, basically this category names. For that we will be just using this text widget, and inside the text widget I'll be just calling the category list, and basically this is the index, so we will be just providing that index, and I'll just save this. So now I will just click this basically. So still we are not getting anything, but we have just not provided the value to it. So for that we will be just providing the values. So the values will be just coming from there, from this category list, and we will be just providing that, which will be the index. Great. Now for that we will just need to return this basically. So I will be just returning this menu items from here. So for that we can be just able to get all the things. So that's it, I'll just save this, and now we will be just calling our that list here in this uh, items, so we can be just able to get them. So now I'll be just calling the help constant, and that's it, we just call that drop down button. So I'll just save this, and now we are just able to getting that all the categories from there. And when I just click on this, so we will be just able to select the categories. So with the edit or upload product screen in place, administrators can seamlessly add new products to the system. This marks another milestone in our admin application development journey. Stay tuned for the next part, where we will be just making this thing upload products functional, so we can be just making this things functional, and we will be just improving our this user interface. So if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments below. Until then, stay happy, stay fit, and as usual, happy fluttering.